Chapter 74. The Essence of Life. Why pain? And straight away Zuriel began to address the following words to Lamech, and said to him, Brother Lamech in the Lord, our Almighty Creator, and most holy and most loving Father. Behold, I have, so to speak, demonstrated it to you tangibly before, while in a spiritual state, that the spirit has a really mighty strong sensitivity for spiritual impressions, which in effect resemble very much the natural reaction, but not so in meaning. But you still don't know the origin of your spiritual ability to perceive pain. So that you also may understand this most clearly, I will tell you most faithfully according to the will of the Lord. And so hear me out. See, you feel the impressions of the world because you live in it, either painful or soothing and pleasant. It is perceived as pain when the impressions are surpassing the powers dwelling inside you, and as soothing and pleasant if the impressions are felt in such a way that they do not exceed your inherent powers, but correspond harmoniously with them. If the impressions are weaker, so that your powers by far surpass them, you will notice them quite indifferently, because you will find that your inherent powers have necessarily been activated in a below capacity counter state. For only in responding harmoniously to the external impressions according to your powers lies the comfortable feeling of well-being, which is also the true essence of all bliss. Now, behold, if you feel any pain in your body, it is not felt by your body, but only by your spirit, who alone has the ability of perception. That you, however, feel pain as if it is felt by your body has its reason in that your spirit dwells in all your body parts in a completely corresponding way. If, however, your spirit, or your very actual I, can be exceedingly strongly excited by the coarse material body through external impressions, since it is, as thoroughly as possible, covered and protected from all sides, it will be even more excitable in a still completely absolute state. But why is that? Because the spirit, in a completely absolute state, enters into a corresponding interaction with the fundamental forces and must perceive their strength from a great distance, both in time and space, without which perception it could easily end up in an unredeemable captivity, in which it would be even worse off than it was for you under the pressure of my hand. If the spirit is imperfect, thus not fully developed and practiced in its perceptive senses, it is still blind and deaf to the form and voice of the truth, and its absolute state will, under any circumstances, not be desirable because in such a state it will not be able to dodge the barrage of impressions at the right time, or to encounter them vigorously. But of course, with a perfect spirit, this is completely different, since he is always united with him who is sitting next to you, because he prepares the powers of the Spirit so that it is always proportional to all impressions and excitations, through which then only an everlasting, most blessed feeling of wellness can arise, but never a feeling of pain. Note these words well. They will lead you into the deepest mysteries of life with the eternal love and grace of the Lord. O Lord, I have fulfilled your will with your grace, so let me then go again in peace. The Lord then instructed Zuriel to withdraw, but called on Hanoch to speak some deep words about it.